Hello everybody, hi, this is Minty speaking, your astrology journalist, because I break the news before the news even happened. Speaking of breaking news, I will be offering a course in Synastry because you guys demanded that, and thank you for that confidence. So do join my waiting list, my wait list on my website. So I do have a page that is dedicated to having the wait list go on. I do have people already signed up, which is obviously showing that you guys meant it when you were asking about the course in Synastry. So that will be coming up now. 2 days ago I made that video about what is going to be happening from the 1st until the 16th of July, and that was the result of what will be happening. And today I want to give the why. So I'm going to go deeper into the astrology, but at the same time, in today's video, I will also be talking about the whole month in terms of what is going to happen, but mostly with the focus on relationships this time around, because I want to zone in on that Venus in Taurus, because I explained in the previous video that Venus would be acting differently this time around. Yes, it is in Taurus. Yes, it is in its own sign, but it's acting differently because of the Uranus that is here, and Venus is now closely conjunct to Uranus, meaning that a whole lot of things are happening fast, sudden changes, unexpected results, even with the gathering of resources, because the Taurus sign is about collecting resources, gathering what you have. Could be money, food, it could be your stock in inventory. All of these things are possible, definitely, obviously, with Venus in her own house. However, there is a high uncertainty of what is going to happen, what's the result. So there would be moment of gathering resources, and then out of the blue, things happen, particularly for this week, the first week and up to the second week, because this is when Venus will be closely conjunct with Uranus. For example, on the 3rd of July, Venus will be at 4 degrees and Uranus is obviously at 5 degrees. So for this period, this week, they are highly conjunct and things are volatile and uncertain. But it also refers to it also refers to family, the family structure. Things are happening in the family. Yes, good times, but good times are not stable. They are not assured to be there to last for a long time. But then, since we're talking about Venus, we are also talking about relationships, because Venus is the ruler of relationships, unions, our partners, our spouses. So this is why yesterday I said things would be different this time around for Venus in Taurus. Not everything will be rosy as it's supposed to be. Now, looking at that Venus, it is also receiving an aspect from Pluto, and Pluto is about fighting, is about transformations, it's about having life turn things upside down. It gives abuse topics, it gives death and rebirth topics. It's all about these things, and having that aspect to Venus, the beautiful Venus that is supposed to be acting in a positive way, so it gets affected in this way this time around. So Venus is not free from trouble just by being in its own house. So this is why, I always say, in your chart or in a certain chart, things will act differently. You may know the definition of a planet in a certain sign, how it acts, but things change when it's receiving certain aspects from malefic planets or planets that are a bit dangerous. So this is why Venus at this time around in Taurus is not giving an assured stability, an assured love, assured harmonious gathering of resources of love, family, and all of these things. So now my voice is starting already, so I must take a break. So I'm sorry, my voice really just decides to leave. So speaking of voice, I have been made aware that some people hear my videos in their original home languages, such as French, Spanish, wherever you are. And of course, if you are hearing it in your home language, my video, and not in English, that is then an AI automated translator from YouTube or provided by YouTube. And if you are hearing my video in English, then you are hearing my actual voice. And yeah, so that's that. Now when it comes, let's go back to that Venus, right? So what I also do see is the Mars and Ketu impact on Venus, because it is squaring Venus at this time. So this Venus in Taurus is really not in a good place or in a safe place. It is in its own house, but it's receiving too many external problems, because in this instance, for example, it is indicating that our relationships are receiving fights. It could also be confusion. It could also be focuses that are not necessarily directed towards building the relationships, right? And I will be going through all the ascendants just now, but I wanted to emphasize why the Venus in Taurus this time around is not going to be as rosy as it should be. But then there are positives. And what are those positives? Friendships at this time around are going to be supportive up until the 19th. So there would be a lot of support from friends, a lot of support from family. As I said, yes, it could be family, but when it comes to family, it would be unstable due to the Uranus, bringing that instability within the family life. I also do see that there could be some secrets, of course, because Venus in Taurus is looking at Scorpio, and Scorpio is about secrets and things that are underground. Now, Venus here is also receiving another square from Rahu, and Rahu is about controversies, it's about exaggerations, it's about truths that are not necessarily the truth, right? But thanks to Saturn giving a sextile right now to this Venus, there could be some form of engagement, some form of seriousness, whereby people want to get married. They feeling romantic. They are under the cloud of wanting to get committed, romance. And because there's Neptune as well, Neptune does bring that idea of romance, very romantic, very creative at the same time. But because of the Neptune again being closely conjunct with Saturn, even the commitments themselves, they are not clear in terms of direction. Is it going to be a long term? Is it going to end soon? So there is a lot of instability around Venus in Taurus this time around. It's not always going to be like this. Like next year, for example, is going to be totally different. But this time around, things are not as rosy as it's supposed to be. Now, key dates, I do see that on the 25th, let's start with the 24th. On the 24th, because at this time we would be having Saturn retrograde already, and we would be having Mercury retrograde. I do see some nurturing in relationships, but then it would be nurturing that is firm, that is stern. So something like tough love. So there's a lot of tough love. I do see some care being shown even from leadership at this time. I also do see those new policies or new leaders being announced at this time, but these would be like revisions of policies, like restructuring what was already there, or if they are new, then they are done so quickly and without giving enough thought, or enough detail or enough planning. I do see a lot of cutting corners, right, whereby people want to do things so quickly. People want to get married so quickly without really thinking things through at this time. Like there are a whole lot of short wins, quick contracts, and in some instances it could be also illegal or immoral contracts, actions, relationships in general at this time, because of the retrograde things, the retrograde planets at this time. So on the 25th, I also see emotional conversations, because people will be going back to what's happened, wanting to talk about what happened in the past, because Mercury going retrograde wants to go back to the information that happened and look at it and revise it and reanalyze it. So I do see lots of blames and delays. We could also see delays in transportation, emotional road rage, obviously confusion with bookings, in terms of transport, in terms of communication, just things not going so smoothly due to the retrograde planets. I do see lots of blaming. It could also be mothery people, like mothers being blamed, or mothers having some policy being revised in favor of them. And if it's new policies, then it will be policies that are going against them, or blaming them, or putting them at a point whereby things are not favorable. Now, for new things, it's not favorable, but for revising old things, going back to old things, restructuring old contracts, policies, then this is the best time. Now, I do see from the 26th until the 31st, because Venus will be moving on the 26th into Gemini. So at this time, I see lots of celebrations, massive fun, joy, just joyful nature, people having a good time finally, people feeling some freedom finally, people feeling happy finally, people traveling finally, people just being in a good mood finally, right? Because the 3 weeks of June is just July is going to be not so rosy due to all of these reasons I'm telling you, because that's why I'm making this video now, to explain the why, right, the nitty-gritty of the astrology. But then from the 26th to the 31st of March, finally we're having good time, we're having just parties, we're having fun, we're having joy. And I also do see an announcement of some smartphone or smart tech that is going to provide convenience. It could be convenience in terms of communication, it could be convenience in terms of learning, it could be convenience in terms of transportation, but I do see some smart tech being announced at this time. I also see people connecting with friends, finding new friends. As I said, traveling is high at this time. I also see lots of outings, flirting, feelings, because people are traveling. So maybe, they're meeting new people, interesting people on the way, and they're trying, new flavors in terms of dating and all of these things. So this is a very nice time. People are in a good mood. Venus is really in summertime here. Now, on the 29th until the 31st, I do see an announcement from our leaders at this time, or a reminder of contracts or policies that need to be done. I do see a reshuffling. So that would mean maybe reshuffling of cabinets at this time, or things relating to administration stuff, labor issues do come up. So it could be labor issues in employment at this time being brought up. I do see litigations in property. I do, some problems with properties. I also do see, some minor health issues towards, fatherly figures, or even leaders. Maybe there's a leader that is stricken by some, illnesses, but generally Venus is in a good mood, just making relationships light, nice, vibey. Oh, finally, there's so much good news at last, right? So now let's go into the ascendant, and remember, you can read from a composite chart. And remember, I am using sidereal, so the composite charts are from the sidereal perspective. And you can also read it from your point of being single, if you are single. But then if you are in a relationship, you must always remember that your partner is also going to having or be experiencing their own feelings. So if you are in a relationship, it is best to read it from a moon chart, from your moon, because this is how you would be feeling, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would be expressed in a physical form, because when you are in a relationship and then I say, oh my gosh, maybe there's a breakup, but then for your partner, the astrology says, they could be getting in love, falling in love, wanting to get married, which is, contrary to what you would be feeling. So this is why when you are in a relationship, it is best to read it from a moon perspective, because the feelings are possible. It's possible to feel differently from your partner, but in a physical point, getting different results. But then if you are single, definitely from your ascendant, composite chart, definitely from the composite ascendant. Let's get in. So when it comes to the Aries ascendant, I do see some hurting behind the scenes. So you could be feeling some disappointments behind the scenes or demotivated. You could also be experiencing some wounding in your pocket, meaning that too many expenses, too much money coming out of you right now, and it's making you worried, and you can't even discuss it with your partner at this time. Or also, even if you are experiencing disappointments in the relationship, it is difficult for you to talk about it, and you are just feeling your own pain in by yourself, like in your head. I also do see you could also be having some scary dreams right now when you go to bed. It's either you're worried too much, you're overthinking, or you are literally having nightmares. And I do see some temptations when it comes to relationships. So there could be some temptations, and I do see you though benefiting from your partner. So your partner does stuff for you or gives you, maybe could literally be finances, whereby they give you money, and or they are beneficial in terms of that aspect at this time. I also do see some money, obviously, for you two coming through for you, but as I said, you could be having so many expenses that it's like hurting you. But I do see some compassionate, motivational words coming from your partner. They are there for you. They're talking, motivating you, talking about family and all of these things. I also do see, just a beneficial partner at this time. Now, from the 26th, when Venus moves, this is going to be even a better time, more great times coming, a supportive system, supportive conversations in general. And you could feel like, oh my gosh, I'm with my friend. Even when you're with your partner, with your lover, you feel that friendship, and you also feel that there are good conversations and good efforts being placed, like towards the relationship or towards your love. And when it comes to Taurus, I do see unpredictable events in family life, money, conflicts, unpredictable status as well. Possible infidelity right now, or problems, or relationships. But when Venus moves on the 26th, good times with friends, good times with lovers, celebration. There's a celebration that I'm seeing coming through. But then there could be criticism towards you for some reason. Be careful of temptations, of course. And, there could be, that feeling of things are too good to be true. Or if you are single, you meet somebody that you feel like, hey, this person is just too good to be true, right? So if you are keeping secrets at this time, that could be your downfall. So just mind that you don't have a lot of secrets within your relationship, or things that could be discovered, because that could be your downfall, right? But around the 26th, good times, going out with friends, having fun, celebrating, yara, yes. Gemini, at this time, relationship with your partners. You could be expected right now to spearhead your relationship, or your partner could be expecting you to lead their relationship, or to be the voice, or to give some advices at this time. I do see great support from your father or from authority, but at the same time it comes with a lot of criticism. I also do see sabotage. There could be authoritative figures that are sabotaging you at this time, and I do also see some people feeling intimidated by you or whatever. I also do see that your partner could be unconsciously doing something that is undoing your own efforts, right? So, but then around the 26th, new love or new developments in a relationship, light stuff, exploring, maybe traveling together, fun conversations, dirty talk, more like teasing, just being creative, right? Yeah, just be careful, of course, of temptations at this time, but better days are coming. When it comes to Cancer, supportive relationships in partner right now, but unstable, unpredictable, high emotions. The emotions are just so high, like you want to have deep conversations, or you are having deep conversations. Right now you're feeling emotional. There could also be, it could also be the case that you're going through problems right now. You're facing or dealing with a lot of problems, obstacles, like hidden things like depression, or you could be experiencing that. You could also be having creative projects, that are towards healing yourself or to healing other people. I also do see that it could be a great time to talk about your problems with your partner, like talk about your depression with your partner right now. Discuss that, like let it all out. If you have to cry, then this is a good time to do that. Be emotional and vulnerable, because that's the state that you're in right now. But I do see on the 20th, from the 26th, that you could be briefly away from your partner. Maybe you're traveling. I do see some chances of hidden love or hidden information regarding to your partner. I also do see ego coming in the way at this time, misunderstandings, miscommunications, blaming each other, maybe about spending money, about money at this time. All right, so you are just for now talk things through, discuss about your emotions, about your depression. Don't suffer alone. When it comes to Leo, problems in relationships, huge fights due to the Mars and the Ketu on your ascendant. I do see sudden outbursts, maybe needed to separate, loss of respect. It's just painful situations around relationships at this time. People not understanding you, misunderstanding you, not getting why you're doing things you're doing. So lots of confusion. Whilst you want to be in relationship, your focus is having relationships, but people are just not getting you at this time. They may think you're aggressive. They may think you are doing things on purpose, to hurt them, even if you don't intend to do that. You're just being protective, right? But then on the around from the 26th, things do get better. Love blossoms. You become more hopeful at this times. Even the talks are encouraging and supportive. So good days are coming. Good days are coming. Good days are coming. When it comes to Virgo, powerful partners. If you are single, you could meet somebody with a high status right now, and possible promotion for your partner. I also do see an unpredictable lifestyle for now. Love is transformative. There's a lot of need to explore maybe within the relationship, maybe you guys do things together, or see how much you can extend your muscle together. I do see possible engagement, commitment, but also possible haziness, whereby things are done out of confusion or romance or desperation. I also do see possible traveling or distance, and if you are single, then also this could be a time of confusion whether you want to be in a relationship or not. I also do see possible undoing of a commitment. Maybe you were engaged and then all of a sudden you decide to cut that. But then there's also a high chance for some Virgos for eloping, whereby particularly around the 14th, after the 14th, eloping and just getting married out of the hunch, and just going to the courthouse, signing papers without planning, really, without thinking about it. And then from the 26th, I do see some distance. Maybe one partner is traveling, or communication problems at this time. And then when it comes to Libra, yeah, because of the Lilith house, there could be some unresolved issues in your relationship, or some blame, or being something controversial in the relationship, something unconventional, but then it's requiring that you think beyond normal. These things can be resolved, but then your communication should be a bit different this time around. Being joking, use a bit of wit. Being witty is needed right now. Use unconventional ways to resolve problems. Maybe have a family member help you in your relationship if you're having misunderstandings. Because I do see sudden misunderstandings as well. Fighting about resources, about money. Maybe there's a debt that you guys are discussing about. Maybe one partner has a debt, and it needs to be resolved. I do see partners' actions being hurtful, or maybe they're doing something, even if maybe it's unconscious, like they're doing something that is just disappointing. I also do see lots and lots of expectations, like high expectations right now. And I also see many promises being said, like a lot of, promises being exchanged. Ego problems could be the exaggerations. But when it comes to the after the 26th, then things just get much better, way better. Feelings are good. High hopes, everything is just feeling much better. But I do see still too many promises being there, and high expectations being there. But then definitely things are good at this time. When it comes to Scorpio, there could be some irregular things that your partner is doing, even if they are committed, which is highly likely that they are committed. But because of the irregular moves or irregular activities that they're doing, that could be a bit annoying. And I do see some craziness sometimes in the relationship. It's just unusual things happening, right? But then the partner is very dependable. You feel like they are dependable. You feel like you can depend on them. And regardless, right? So you are feeling deep emotions, but sometimes even if you're not clear about how your partner is feeling or whatever, but you're very emotional, you're deep, you're loyal, you're committed, right? And then on the 26th, going forward from there, I do see some transformation either in partner or in the relationship itself. This is your perspective, how you feel. And it could also be how you guys communicate, conversations, I do see conversations being light, or the feeling of a relationship being light, so some light part coming through. But then you like to keep things deep, you like to keep things attached, but at this time there's some lightness that makes you feel like it's a bit new, something, it's a new ground that you have to deal with, right? When it comes to Sagittarius, very hopeful, very, very hopeful, regardless of the challenges. You're feeling optimistic, you're feeling hopeful, you're feeling like, you could find solutions to your problems, and you could be expecting your partner to lead, you're feeling, you're seeking protection, you're feeling hopeful. And after the 26th, at this time, you could even feeling even more much better or lighter, or looking for freedom, even more now, because you would be seeking freedom before, but now you're feeling even more freer, or you are experiencing freedom that you have been looking for. And you may be having lots of fun, exploring, lots of travel, or just good times for Sagittarius. Then for the Capricorn, you're feeling supported, or you are supporting your partner, or you feel like you need to support your partner, but you're feeling hopeful. There's a lot of eccentricity that is coming in. You could be finding it interesting, even though there are changes, you're looking for stability. And then after the 26th, partner may expect to go out, forgetting the obligations or their obligations, or making you forget your obligations. So there could be some problems there, whereby now you have to sacrifice, or the partner has to sacrifice something in order to make the relationship work at this time. So I do see friends being supportive at this time. Maybe your partner is seeking for freedom, or you are seeking for freedom because of your clashing schedules or clashing interests at this time. When it comes to Aquarius, differing expectations, fighting, bickering because of Mars and Ketu. Partner wants to separate, or you want to separate. Distance is there. There's obligations that maybe are separating you guys. Maybe one has to go to work over there, the other one has to work over here. But then around the 26th, better days are coming, fun, interesting stuff, exploring together. So better days are coming. Then when it comes to Pisces, commitment is here. There are changes though that need to be made, because sometimes the commitment could feel a bit elusive. There are heavy duties. You could feel like, there's a lot of expectation out of you in the relationship. You're feeling loved though, even if sometimes it feels like it's tough love. But you are getting the love, you're feeling the love, or you are looking for the love, and then after the 26th, there's a support system for you. Short travel challenges though are there, so you could be having maybe some booking, rescheduling, and all of these things, or some minor challenges when it comes to your travel, or even transport, and all of these things, right? So anyway, that's it. I'll chat to you soon.